Okay, I'm posting the link on people can join here. Come and meet the devotees. Okay, I'll put you on in a second. I'm just advertising. I have a split screen here, so I'll be there in a minute. Okay, so you can look on my timeline. You should be able to find the link, and I put it in the not the Krishnas, the angels and the other chats that we have. Oops. Okay. So let's see. Let's put this down a bit here. All right. I have a guest here. Tom. Add to stream. There we go. Hare Krishna. So tell us what is going on with you in a song.
Me and singing with me in a song. With me in the song. I don't know my position. I don't know my position. I don't know my transcendental position. I don't know my position. So I hold on to somebody who knows my position. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Is it getting a little more clear though? Is it things clearing?
It's clearing that this world it isn't clear. It's chaotic. That's clear. This chaotic world where a lot of experiments are going on. People are leading and they are not clear. They do not know what they are doing. That's clear to me.
People are leaving where?
And they are going in circles. Circles of birth and death.
Let's get some more people up here.
Hare Krishna.
Introduce yourselves. The link's on my timeline. It's in these groups too.
People who have unclear targets, un incomplete targets, inconclusive targets. Wow, it's beautiful there. I like the warmth. It's cold here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, I feel that's what's going on with people. If they are cold, they want warmth, and when they eventually have warmth, they want cold again.
Spiritually too.
Yeah. It's a dynamic world. It's going in circles. up and down, left and right, again and again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, maybe I can look on my laptop how many people are there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. How many persons are there? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Aduh, Ribo. Did I ever see you dance? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. 7 people I see on Facebook. Hare Krishna.
Hey, I love the pastimes about Gangamata, Gurumaj. Great.
Yes.
I was thinking, Gangamata's got a naturally high position, a high seat in the Himalaya. Just a natural position. And, not like the Brahmins or the Pharisees, they impose a high seat for themselves above everybody. Like when Prabhupada left, they put themselves on a high seat. And I was thinking how beautiful Gangamata is. She, as you were sharing in the last class, I was really relishing. She cries, she's tears of a devotee. You bring always new aspects to the pastimes, the tears of Gangamata, and her closeness to the father, the mother and father of Parvati and Shiva, like the Himalaya, transcendental Kailash. I was really thinking, wow, what a beautiful relationship. There's so many nuances there in it, really relishing in. So beautiful. I could spend the whole evening just relishing Gangamata and a relationship to Shiva and Parvati and Nandi. And
yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. The tears, devotees, when they start crying for Krishna, man, now you're getting purified. Yeah. So, what happened to Tom's playing guitar? Setting the mood.
Yeah, I can continue, but I don't hear how it comes through.
It comes through great. It's coming through great.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Getting spiritually warm. What's your spiritual temperature? Krishna, Krishna. What's the temperature of your Ganga? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Cool. My temperature is cool. Everything's cool.
Cool. Cool like the moon. When we are in the desert, we like cool. When we are in the snow, we like warm.
So, Sachi, what are your realizations today?
Always call your car insurance lady, because we had an hour-long conversation about this whole thing that's going on in our world.
Car insurance lady. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about, I had a question about my car insurance. You and I talked about that, how to get cheaper. And I'm glad I did, because we ended up getting it cheaper and also talking all about this stuff and about God.
All right. That's great.
So don't hesitate to deal with material stuff.
Yeah. Hey, about Govinda, what's happening with your? Got any insights you want to share?
He's frozen.
He's frozen? Okay. All right. So, Govinda, go off and then come back on. It's a bandwidth thing, probably. What about you, Madhu? Any insights you want to share?
God is good.
I couldn't hear you with the dog barking.
Life is good as long as you're in true Krishna consciousness. Long as you know who you are. As long as you're not mesmerized by material nature. So all you got to do is listen to our Sangha. Our new Sangha has got a name. Sri Chaitanya Amazing Grace Place. And that's what you get when you come here. You get Chaitanya's amazing grace. That song, Amazing Grace, was true when it comes to Sangha. So you need to get to know us. Ask us some questions. Send us a message. Send us a message. Ask us what we're doing here. Why we're here. Why are we sticking it out? Why aren't we going anywhere else? What is it that makes us stay here? Ask these questions and we'll answer them.
Yes, Madhu's open for interviews. Anybody wants to interview Madhu, you can do it on. You can do it on Skype. Any interview. Madhu is ready. So ask your questions, everybody. How about that guy
on Facebook or Messenger?
Yeah. How about that guy you sent me a link? He's a kind of a open-minded guy.
He is actually, yeah. I was thinking of contacting him actually.
Yeah, you should contact him. Talk to him. Just make friends. See what he's looking for something. He wants connection.
Yeah. Definitely. And he lives in London.
Yeah, he seems to be from UK.
Yeah, London, I think he is.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So read us something there. Whoever wants to read.
Dr. Tom seems inspired.
Yes, you are right. Keywords. Connect
Read
the
some.
dots.
Read some Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar. Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vind. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar. Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Guru Shri Gaura Haridas, Jai Guru Shri Gaura Haridas, Jai Guru Shri Gaura Haridas, Jai. Oh, okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is, I think, last time we stopped at Nitya chapter 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I want to begin. Let's start at the beginning of the chapter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Okay. Antya chapter 4. The pastimes of Achyutananda and the worship of.
We have a question for Madhusudan already. Narada says, yeah. Narendra says, "Who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going in this world?" There you go.
Yeah, good question. I see you now. On my phone. No. Who are we? We are spirit soul, eternal associates of Sri Krishna. We come from Goloka Vrindavan. In this world, we've come down here as a training ground because we were trying to enjoy ourselves, but it ain't working. We think we're enjoying ourselves, but unfortunately, enjoyment is very minimal. Most of the time, we're in anxiety. We've been pushed here, pushed there, against our will, because of our carbon reactions. We're more in sorrow than anything else. So much tribulations we go through, so much problems. Enjoyment is very, very, very minimal. If you look back in your material history, you don't remember much of the enjoyment part. Most of the time, you're thinking of the woes and the things that have gone wrong in your life. But the way to go in this lifetime is to find somebody, a spiritual master, who can tell you and give you the right key to walk through the right door to understand how you can get back your spiritual nature, how you can get back your happiness. And now you can understand that once you understand that you're doing everything for Krishna, then Krishna will awaken the super soul within you, and you will naturally become happy. You won't be able to control it. It just Krishna just comes upon you, and you start laughing and jumping about. You know, it's an amazing feeling, but you have to find the right person, and you come to the right person. You have Krishna's led you to listen to us, to listen to our sangha. So you need to come regular, take the 30-day challenge, come regular, then you will understand the question where you said, where are we going in this world? We're going on back to Godhead, back to Gloka Vrindavan. And if you've already come to the station, you're being led to the station, to the Sri Chaitanya Amazing Grace Place station. All you got to do now is board the train. You're on the platform, you've got your ticket, don't hesitate. Board the train, and then you will understand the reason why we're here in this world. To go home back to Godhead. You know, you may have to get rid of some weight off your backpack. Just be walking around with his backpack. And you may have to take a few stones out on the way, get rid, make the backpack a bit lighter, make your life a bit lighter. But there we go. That's life. You go in the material world, you got to take the bad and the good and the ugly. And when you grow spiritually, it's the same thing. We got to exercise ourselves. You don't need a Catholic priest or a Christian priest to exercise you. You can exercise yourself through a spiritual master. Just let it go. Just understand that you're going to reach back into your backpack, take about a few more stones, make your backpack a bit lighter, then your life will become lighter. So, hop on board. You've already made the first step. You're standing before us in the Sangha watching us. All you got to do is jump in the train and sit there and come regularly and just enjoy the ride. Back home, back to Goloka Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.
Hey, so that sounds awesome. So there you go. There's one answer. How about Tom? You got an answer? So who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going in this world? Let us hear your answer.
I find Krishna orders Maya that give him a body which is just like a machine. Yantra. Yantra means machine. So he is seated on a certain type of machine. If he has developed a pig's mentality, nature will give him a body of a pig. And he will very gladly eat stool. Similarly, if he has developed the mentality of higher demigods, he will have body. Similarly, if he has developed Krishna consciousness, he will go to Krishna. It depends on him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
So where are we going in this world then?
Round and round.
Okay, Sachi, you're on. Question is, who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going in this world?
Oh, no.
Oh, I know your answer is going to be very profound and cute.
we are beings embodied in these things, and to discover that the answers to these questions you have. Who are we? Where did we come from? We come from God. Well, we come from associating much more closely with God because we thought we wanted to be God. Or yeah, and so He said, "Okay, here, have this world. I'll give it to you. Check it out. See if you like it." Yeah, the roses are beautiful, but the thorns hurt. And then, where do we come from, and where are we going in this world? I like it. I like Tom's round and round. Well, it's. I would say I'd add to that and say again and again. And but Jesus said, and I was speaking to the insurance lady this morning. How Jesus said, "Be in the world, but don't be of it." So we were talking about these plans for the V and the virus and all this stuff. And I says, we don't want to focus on it too much. Our answer is to focus on the Lord. And I mean, that's because otherwise we were going round and round with all the difficulties. She was very aware of what's going on, and a lot of people, more people are than we might think. They're just not speaking up. But anyway, we're in this world, but we don't have to be doing that, over and over again. The terrors of the world, and a little bit, but focus on the Lord. So we can go back and be with God where we came from when we're done. That's my answer.
Wow, that's the best answer so far. That's what I.
I agree.
That was even better than Madhu's. Madhu's was very precise and detailed, but still touchy simplicity. Something about it.
I'm not good at simplicity.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'll give my answer. Let's see. Mine is yes. What? Okay. What is needed to go back to Goloka? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the question is, who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going in this world? And then Nayendra says, yes. What is needed to go back to Goloka? I heard there are cows and cowherd boys there. Do we have to be a cowherd boy? Good question. All right. So starting from the beginning, who are we and where do we come from? We're eternal, loving servants of Krishna, or some particular cherished true form of the Supreme Lord that touches your heart. See, so we're eternal, loving servants. We're here to serve the transcendental form and name and pastimes of the Lord with great transcendental happiness. So there were those kinds of servants. And so with your further question is, are you all cowherd boys? Well, in this disciplic line, what awakens in this line is our natural loving propensity of serving Krishna in some particular form, just naturally. You might be a cowherd boy, maybe you're a servant of Krishna in Vrindavan. Maybe you're a mother or father of Krishna in Vrindavan, or in some particular dham. Maybe you're a gopi who is engaged in conjugal, very deep, confidential relation with Krishna. See, or some particular dham. Maybe you don't you like to see God like with affection and the truth that he is the Lord. See? And then you might be a servant, a loving servant of the Lord in Dwarka or Mathura, where people know his transcendental opulence. Vrindavan is a special place because people, the devotees there are so friendly, they think Krishna is a family member, and they pretty much don't know him as God. You know, they know him just as a very intimate friend. They have really intense praying like that. Sometimes they get the idea that he's special, like that. Fleeting times. So yeah, don't have to be a cowherd boy. You can be whatever. Okay. So what is needed to Goloka Vrindavan? That's a good question. So yeah, what is needed is the association of residents of Goloka who come here and they act as the bona fide spiritual master and devotees, teaching the method of going back there. See, and so ultimately, the method is we may start by Vaidhi Bhakti and rules and regulations and mandates, and you must, do this and do that and all this. But ultimately, if you want to go to Goloka quickly, if you're by good fortune, you meet the devotees preaching the more confidential truths and hear from them and learn about these confidential truths. And very quickly, you can attain Goloka. Even in this life, we have persons already developing the qualification to enter Vrindavan because of the way their ecstasy is manifesting, and they're worshiping the Lord Krishna with attraction, and Radha and even the gopis there. So we have devotees like that already in our sangha. Wow, whoopee, man. Hey, what an opportunity. You associate with them, then you start to become like those family members. You become part of that family. You don't have to be anything special. You just have to be willing to accept the mercy. And gradually you become attached to these devotees and attached to their lifestyle and attached to being where they are and the way they worship the Lord with great ecstatic tears and holy laughter and stuff like that. Yeah. So yes, and okay. Let's see what else. Okay. So yes, I like your answers. Now, how should we think about God? Okay. So that depends on your taste. And so if you come here, it's just like you're in a candy shop here. You go in a candy shop, you don't say you haven't had different types of candies and you don't know how they taste. So you come here and there's all these various types of candy. Candy is the devotion, particular types of devotion that the devotees are beginning to manifest in our sangha. Or as you're chanting the verses and as you're getting purified, you're attracted to maybe a particular servant of Krishna in Vrindavan. Like, oh, I really like this motherly affection. Oh, I really like this conjugal gopi relationship. Or I really like Krishna as my very intimate friend. So this all begins to spontaneously awaken naturally. I mean, this is actually demonstrated here. I don't have to say, you're a cowherd boy, you're this, you're that. No, you just come, hang out, and associate, get purified, and naturally the devotees become attracted to you who are of a certain type of relationship. In the books and even in our sangha, that can happen here. So it's really an amazing, Lord Chaitanya's amazing grace place here because so much is available. It's not always that way. This is pretty rare stuff. Okay, what else? Uh-huh. So you come here and you'll just get a little smorgasbord. We have various devotees in different moods and see which mood you're more attracted to. How would you recognize him if he comes to you in any forms? Well, that's good. Now, the way you recognize the Lord, because he's in his names and his form, and his devotees are non-different. So it's a matter of purification. So the way you recognize him is by purifying the senses so that the transcendental senses are uncovered. And then you taste your way to that understanding. See, then when your senses are purified, it could be like this. Generally, you hear the pastimes of many devotees, and then you get more purified, more bhav starts to awaken, your senses get more cleansed and all that, and then a particular types of devotees become attractive to you. So that's how you recognize. It's by bhakti. Without bhakti, you can't recognize real devotees or the Lord. You just depend on hearsay. Well, they say, or it looks like it's official that this is ISKCON knows Krishna, and because so many people believe in them, but no, you got to ultimately taste God's name through chanting and hearing. Taste his name, his pastimes, and his qualities, and the devotees also. And then you start to recognize by bhakti. Otherwise, you're just worshiping the Lord in name only without that holiness, the Holy Spirit. You got to have the Holy Spirit. Oh, fantastic. You?
Great.
Good. Like to see people without masks. It makes me very happy. Otherwise, I start to think something's wrong. Yeah. Ooh. Got a rock in my shoe. So I think, we got a good compliment. You are all very nice. Well, thank you. Keep coming back, man. Like Madhu says, keep coming back and see what happens. Okay, so Bhakti Tom, you're on again.
Yes. While listening, I also find a question about the bees, the bumblebees in Vrindavan. Are they attracted to the are there some bees they are attracted to different flowers? So the meaning is of my question, if we are searching in this candy store, we want to find our particular character, our particular attraction, or can we just fly around from one flower to another and taste different tastes?
That's what I said. Yes. That's what we are. It's a candy store. Go and sample. Take some samples.
Okay.
And it becomes,
I like different tastes. Different tastes.
Yeah. They're different flowers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eating different characters, different smells, different perfumes.
Yeah. So and that's sadhu sangha. It's meant to have various moods and fragrances.
Yeah. maybe I like sometimes I like to be a pig and sometimes I like to be a bird, but not for long.
We have black bumblebees in the desert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're about half the size of my thumb. They're all black.
Oh, those things. Yeah, those are scary. Those are scary. Those kinds.
No.
They're big. They look like they have a big stinger too.
No. I like bees and snakes and things, spiders, things that people think are scary. They're really friendly.
Yeah, it's because you're in the ghastly Ras.
No. I'm in the friendly Ras. No more ghastly. I don't have any. That used to be maybe one time, but I don't have much tolerance for that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the bumblebees in Vrindavan, they're like great sages, great sages. Because they're attracted to Krishna. They just take these forms to give Krishna pleasure. You know, fly around his garland or Radharani's garland. The parrots, you know, they're all great souls, you know, amazing, you know, devotees.
We can think of that. When I see these black bumblebees, I think of that, you know? Maybe
Oh,
one
wow.
message for me.
Yeah, maybe you're like Radharani. She goes and speaks to the bumblebees. Says, hey, bumblebee, go give Krishna this message. Yeah. Okay, Tom, you're on.
Yeah, I find a nice answer. I was looking for variety. Here is a text lecture from Srila Prabhupada. He said, so Ananda does not mean that one, no variety. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Variety is the mother of enjoyment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that variety, they are all spiritual. Just like the same example. You paint a picture with the same brush and color, but as soon as you make it variegated, it becomes very enjoyable. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. He is by nature joyful, Satchidananda Vigraha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
See, and because Krishna is naturally joyful, we take shelter of Krishna and then we become joyful also. See, people are taking shelter of the material energy, which gives you happiness and distress in this world. So if you want to transcend it, you got to take shelter of the eternal qualities of Krishna, of God. In our line, it's Krishna, that's the deity, or Lord Chaitanya. And so by taking shelter of those qualities, you start to experience the transcendental nature of them, the happiness, even in the happy, sad ras. It's all absolute and wonderful, very tasty.
I find the text. So it is so nice program, Krishna consciousness, all round successful. There is no comparison with this program, Krishna consciousness. There cannot be any comparison, neither any rivalry with this conception of philosophy, Krishna consciousness. So try to understand, preach it nicely, and be happy, and let them become happy.
I like it.
Tom, can you adjust your camera a little bit down so we can see more of your face? There you go.
And then he says, so you want to chant something or no? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Sometimes I like to swim, sometimes I like to fly. Sometimes I like to lay on the grass, enjoy the sun. Sometimes, and all the time, I like to breathe. I like to breathe all the time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And all the time I like to smile. All the time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay. Prabhupada, all right, that's all right. We have chanted. Now we can distribute prasadam.
Yeah, read some stuff from Prabhupada that you're reading. Different things that you like.
This is the lecture on Hari Bipali. So he says, Krishna Prabhupada, Jay. So you want to chant something or no? Tamala Krishna? Well, the neighbors. Prabhupada. All right, that's all right. We have chanted. Now we can distribute prasadam. Aside, you distribute. I want to go to the bathroom. Break. Oh, I don't know. I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. He may come back. He must be seen as beloved child. First of all, he gave him work just like ordinary laborer. He became sick. He's also tasting. That is nice. So tomorrow we must find out some store. Prabhupada eats. Tamala Krishna. Prabhupada, I spoke to Purushottama. He's coming here. Prabhupada coming? Tamala Krishna, yes. Prabhupada, that's nice. Tamala Krishna. Brahmananda said, do you know what you are doing to me, Tamala? How I have to do all the work here? Now I have to do all the work here. So he said, but that's all right. Prabhupada laughs. Number one man. Prabhupada, so you may send somebody to help him. I cannot follow. Nandarani. Who is coming? Tamala Krishna, Purushottama. He said it was all right because Purushottama can still get a lot of advertisement for Back to Godhead in Los Angeles area. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada, oh, you can, devotee, when he's coming.
How are you? Good, good.
I feel sometimes we just fall into a story and we don't know what's going on. It just like fallen into a story, into a situation, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know our position, so we need an orientation point. We need the guidance. A person who shows us the map. This is your position. This is what you have forgotten. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And when I'm in a candy store, but I'm not hungry. I don't like sweets. What to do?
I'll take your sweet.
What did I say?
I'll take the sweets you don't want.
Prabhupada's saying that. He's saying people coming and they say, oh, this is a candy store, but I don't like sweets. And because they have no taste for sweets. So he said, yeah, what to do? Same thing here. You know, people come here, they have no taste for sweets. And then they leave, they go away thinking, this is not very good. You know, we're tasting the sweet nectar of real Krishna consciousness here, you know, mellows. But to a person whose senses are still contaminated, it seems bitter. But it's the medicine that bitter is it's a cure for those who lack this taste.
Yeah. I remember there were some classes. It was also about that taste is very important to develop taste. Taste.
Yeah, you know, Lord Chaitanya said that. Lord Chaitanya said, if one follows all the prescribed rules and regulations and studies the Vedas, but does not develop their dormant taste for Krishna's name and pastimes, they are laboring fruitlessly.
Wow.
See? So that's why we have to teach, well, how do you get this taste quickly? Because people are laboring their whole lives and not really getting it much, or you know, enough, or at all sometimes, and they have the taste of scholarship, you know, and that's still mundane, it's still material. You got to taste these transcendental mellows, you know, and so if you do all that labor of rules, regulations, and austerities, and study the Vedas, and it doesn't culminate in relishing mellows, or are you interested in associating with the path that leads quickly to mellows, which is the devotees relishing mellows? See, then you're laboring fruitlessly. It's like, hey man, this is where it's all going. See, Jesus said that. He said, you know, your study of the scriptures and your fasting and everything is leading you to me. That's the devotee. They're the door to transcendence. That's the bona fide guru. See, they're the door for that. So people are doing that, you know. Anyway, whenever it happens, the fruit of following rules, regulations ultimately is being open to the devotees teaching the real path. I mean, the Shuddha Bhakti path, which is Bhagavatam is actually. Bhagavatam was simply Maharaj Parikshit sitting before an ecstatic devotee, telling him the confidential truth about Krishna, and he went back to Godhead in 7 days. Both of them, actually. Well, Shukadev probably stayed around longer, but they both were elevated by this process. So this is the real process being taught here. And if you're teaching something else, like in the Vaidhi sector, you're teaching, the glories of Varnashram Dharma and the glories of studying the Vedas and the the Bhakti Shastra degrees and becoming a Brahmin and a sannyasis and big festivals, and that's external still. That's all leading to a ripening, which the ripening is, is there a deeper thing going on with Krishna, deeper realization, revelation, a deeper feeling I can get knowing Krishna than just that. See, so anyway, then Krishna will lead you to the devotees, deepen our relationship.
I've found exactly the text in Antya Lila 5. So this laboring fruitlessly, it's the same as going round and round.
Yeah.
Can I want to read the text, Antya Lila 5:10.
Go for it.
A person who properly performs his regulative duties according to Varna and Ashram, but does not develop his dormant attachment for Krishna or awaken his taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna, is certainly laboring fruitlessly.
Yeah, and simply the association with being open to associating with ecstatic devotees who have such taste is the best path, quickest path. Otherwise you got so many persons trying to do the preliminaries there. But ultimately, just by association, you can get it.
I guess that will be the next text. Maybe 5:11 or something.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. 5:11 says, Pradyumna Mishra, being thus advised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to the home of Ramananda Rai. There, the servant of Ramananda Rai gave him a proper place to sit down. So that's the place of association. Pradyumna Mishra, being thus advised by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to the home of Ramananda Rai. There, the servant of Ramananda Rai gave him a proper place to sit down. Wow. Unable to see Ramananda Rai immediately, Pradyumna Mishra inquired from the servant, who then described what Sri Ramananda Rai was doing. So he was explaining the situation. Wow. There are two dancing girls who are extremely beautiful. There are two dancing girls who are extremely beautiful. They are very youthful, and they are expert in dancing and singing. So, okay. Sri Ramananda Rai has taken these two girls to a solitary place in his garden, where he is teaching and directing them to dance according to the songs he has composed for his drama. We sit here and wait for a few moments. As soon as he comes, he will execute whatever orders you give him. While Pradyumna Mishra remained seated there, Ramananda Rai took the two girls to a solitary place. Yes, with his own hand, Sri Ramananda Rai massaged their bodies with oil and bathed them with water. Indeed, Ramananda Rai cleansed their entire bodies with his own hand. Although he dressed the two young girls and decorated their bodies with his own hand, he remained unchanged. Such is the mind of Srila Ramananda Rai. While touching the young girls, he was like a person touching wood or stone, for his body and mind were unaffected. Wow. Srila Ramananda Rai used to act in that way because he thought of himself in his original position as a maidservant of the gopis. Here we go. Wow. Srila Ramananda Rai used to act in that way because he thought of himself in his original position as servant of the gopis.
Yeah, you see, you can't do that unless you're really highly elevated in Ras. He was feeling himself relishing the mellows of being a maidservant. Otherwise, if he couldn't do that, he would be naturally taken over by the Maya, because that's how Maya works. So he's relishing pure love of God, serving in that way as a maidservant. So he wasn't like he wasn't feeling anything. That's just saying that and inferring that he's actually relishing the higher pure mellows of love of God. And yeah, and that's why Lord Chaitanya kept him around, because he was so elevated, on that level.
Yes. Although externally he appeared to be a man, internally, in his original spiritual position, he considered himself a maidservant and considered the two girls gopis.
So you know how you become a sahaja. The sahaja experience is, say you see two beautiful girls and you're massaging their bodies and you think, I'm like Krishna and these are gopis. This is relishing rasa lila. See, but it's not spiritual. It's sex enjoyment and material sensuality. But this is what the sahaja thing is. It's a rasa basa. It's material mellows overlapping on the spirit, being superimposed on a spiritual platform, and that's what the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are talking about as not being the real thing, and a lot of people misunderstand that, and so anyway, the real thing is you're really relishing transcendental mellows, and it cools down the lower centers of enjoyment.
So here also that higher taste. No, not everyone can taste that higher taste.
You got to come in the line in the real way, taught by the real rasic devotee in that association, and then you can do it. Otherwise, if you don't go in, it's like Jesus says, you're thrown out of the kingdom. You try to get in some other way. This is always the same way. You have to have an associate who is the door to the realm of that kind of spiritual taste. It's so far beyond even liberation, much less the modes of nature. So a person in the mode of goodness still can't teach it that way, without have actually gotten the mercy of a real Vaishnava in some lifetime.
I feel this is really the highest position to be. He considered himself a maidservant and considered the other two girls gopis. Is it the most elevated position? Can there be a higher position than that?
No. Yeah. There's one other higher position. Manjari. He was the friend of Radharani, Radha and Krishna. See,
Oh, yeah.
but the higher position. At least, I mean, that was perfect for him. But actually, the deeper position is the Manjaris. They are so into Radha and exclusively. They're just like whatever she feels, they feel. So they get to taste to the highest degree what Radharani feels in her mentality and everything. They reflect that in this world. That's why Rupa Goswami, who is one of those, was so amazing. Yeah, his realizations and revelations are so deep because he knows best.
The Manjaris are the maid servants of Radharani.
Yeah, so Swarb Damanar and Ramananda Roy, they were Krishna's girlfriends. Just, they're like friends, intimate friends. And the Manjaris are her intimate servants. She'll show things around them. She feels so close to them that she doesn't feel any embarrassment. They actually help her taste the highest rasas. They facilitate that intimate thing.
The greatness of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exceedingly difficult to understand. The greatness of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exceedingly difficult to understand. Sri Ramananda Rai is unique among them all, for he showed how one can extend his ecstatic love to the extreme limit. Ramananda Rai directed the two girls how to dance and express the deep meaning of his song through dramatic performances. He taught them how to express the symptoms of continuous, natural, and transitional ecstasies with the movement of their faces, their eyes, and the other parts of their bodies. Wow. Through the feminine poses and dances, they were taught by Ramananda Rai. The two girls precisely exhibited all these expressions of ecstasy before Lord Jagannath. Wow. I imagine if people are acting this way in a temple, I feel they are immediately thrown out of the temple. In this time.
That's right.
Then Ramananda Rai fed the two girls sumptuous prasadam and sent them to their homes unexposed. Every day he trained the two Devadasis how to dance. Every day he trained the two Devadasis how to dance. Who among the small living entities, their minds always absorbed in material sense gratification, could understand the mentality of Sri Ramananda Rai? Yes. When the servant informed Ramananda Rai of Pradyumna Mishra's arrival, when the servant informed Ramananda Rai of Pradyumna Mishra's arrival, Ramananda Rai immediately went to the assembly room. He offered his obeisances to Pradyumna Mishra with all respect, and then, with great humility, spoke as follows. Sir, you came here long ago. Sir, you came here long ago, but no one informed me. Therefore, I have certainly become an offender at your lotus feet. My entire home has been purified by your arrival. Kindly order me. What can I do for you? I am your servant. Pradyumna Mishra replied, I came simply to see you. Oh my God, there we go. This is exactly the same sentence. I came to see you. Pradyumna Mishra replied, I simply came to see you. Now I have purified myself by seeing your honor. Wow. Sometimes just a sentence can wake up at consciousness, can relish a ras, bring a ras. Pradyumna Mishra replied, I came simply to see you. Now I have purified myself by seeing your honor. Because Pradyumna Mishra saw that it was late, he did not say anything else to Ramananda Rai. Instead, he took leave of him and returned to his own home. Hare Krishna. Wow. Wow. Pradyumna Mishra replied, I came simply to see you. Now I have purified myself by seeing your honor. Because Pradyumna Mishra saw that it was late, he did not say anything else to Ramananda Rai. Instead, he took leave of him and returned to his own home. The next day, when Pradyumna Mishra arrived in the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord inquired, have you heard talks about Krishna from Sri Ramananda Rai? Pradyumna Mishra thereupon described the activities of Sri Ramananda Rai. After hearing about these activities, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to speak. I am a sannyasi, he said, and I certainly consider myself renounced. But what to speak of seeing a woman? If I even hear the name of a woman, I feel changes in my mind and body. Therefore, who could remain unmoved by the sight of a woman? It is very difficult. Anyone, please hear these topics about Ramananda Rai, although they are so wonderful and uncommon that they should not be spoken. Yes. Oh. Everyone, please hear these topics about Ramananda Rai, although they are so wonderful and uncommon that they should not be spoken. The two professional dancing girls are beautiful and youthful, yet Sri Ramananda Rai personally massages their entire bodies with oil. He personally bathes and dresses them and decorates them with ornaments. In this way, he naturally sees and touches the private parts of their bodies. Nevertheless, the mind of Sri Ramananda Rai never changes. Although he teaches the girls how to physically express all the transformations of ecstasy, his mind is as steady as wood or stone. Indeed, it is wonderful that even when he touches such young girls, his mind never changes. The authority for such acts is the prerogative of Ramananda Rai alone. For I can understand that his body is not material, but has been completely transformed into a spiritual entity. Wow. The authority for such acts is the prerogative of Ramananda Rai alone. For I can understand that his body is not material, but has been completely transformed into a spiritual entity. He alone and no one else can understand the position of his mind. Wow. He alone and no one else can understand the position of his mind. Wow. But I can make a guess in terms of directions from the Shastra. But I can make a guess in terms of directions from the Shastra. The Vedic scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, gives the direct evidence in this matter. When one hears or describes with great faith pastimes of Lord Krishna, such as his Rasa dance with the gopis, the disease of lusty desires in his heart, and the agitation caused by the three modes of material nature are immediately nullified, and he becomes sober and silent. Tasting transcendental, effulgent, sweetly ecstatic love of Krishna, such a person can enjoy life 24 hours a day in the transcendental bliss of the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes.
24 hours a day. Okay.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Tasting transcendental, effulgent, sweetly ecstatic love of Krishna. Such a person can enjoy life 24 hours a day in the transcendental bliss of the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes. So there are no gaps. No gaps, well, that's really stable ecstatic love. A transcendentally sober person who, with faith and love, continually hears from a realized soul about the activities of Lord Krishna in his rasa dance with the gopis, or one who describes such activities, can attain full transcendental devotional service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, lusty material desires, which are the heart disease of all materialistic persons, are for him quickly and completely vanquished. So here is the medicine for a person who is attached to lusty material desires. A transcendently sober person who, with faith and love, continually hears from a realized soul about the activities of Lord Krishna in his rasa dance with the gopis, or one who describes such activities, can attain full transcendental devotional service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, lusty material desires, which are the heart disease of all materialistic persons, are for him quickly and completely vanquished. If a transcendentally situated person, following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, hears and speaks about the Rasa Lila dance of Krishna, and is always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna while serving the Lord day and night within his mind, what shall I say about the result? It is so spiritually exalted that it cannot be expressed in words. It is so spiritually exalted that it cannot be expressed in words. Such a person is an eternally liberated associate of the Lord. Such a person is an eternally liberated associate of the Lord, and his body is completely spiritualized. And his body is completely spiritualized. Although he is visible to material eyes, he is spiritually situated. And all his activities are spiritual. By the will of Krishna, such a devotee is understood to possess a spiritual body. Well, Srila Ramananda Rai is situated on the path of spontaneous love of Godhead. Therefore, he is in his spiritual body, and his mind is not materially affected. Oh, this is the quality of sweetness. Can I buy this in the sweet store? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Srila Ramananda Rai is situated on the path of spontaneous love of Godhead. Therefore, he is in his spiritual body, and his mind is not materially affected. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ever fresh, ever sweet, continually. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari, Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari, Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Anachari, Yamuna Tira Anachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well. Oh my God. Where am I? What is my position? Hare Krishna. It's nice to see your face, Marisachi. How are you?
Thanks. Well, growing like a weed.
What does it mean?
That means that I'm learning a lot about the difference between the spiritual life and the material life, and how to um, implement that with my relationship with others that might be um, in a different place.
Hmm.
Uh,
You also feel it's like tuning in to that transcendental realm.
yeah, well, I think I didn't hear the very first part of that, but yeah, I think I'm getting little glimpses of how to bring the transcendental into this world, but I don't focus enough on Krishna, I don't think, when I speak to someone, um, but I'm not giving in to the material so much. Like, and I think also too, it has a lot for me to do with interrelations. Interrelations are very important to me, and I think that they're a big part of being able to um, stay within this sangha. You know, we'll have things that just occur, buttons that'll get pushed with each other, how to allow our own buttons to get pushed without pushing people away. Also, also how to communicate to someone else um, who might be could possibly be a part of the sangha a little bit more, but because of their buttons or whatever, they're not able to be here, and how to relate my experience with them more than saying you're wrong, you got you let them know how they are impacting me, and then if they like it, I mean, if they're okay with it, they can come along. If they're not okay with it, they won't.
So they all find their own fences and triggers.
Can you
Everybody has.
Can you say it again?
They have their personal triggers, defenses.
Yeah, and also belief systems too. You know that they want belief systems that we want to hold on to really tightly sometimes. Sometimes we have to let go of those to have something new.
Yes. I have a strange echo. I don't know.
You have what?
There's a strange echo.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh. use.
When somebody's talking, just mute your phone or use your headphones.
Hare Krishna, test.
Muted now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Looks very, very tasty. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Yeah, I was talking about this that I miss eating together. I live here by myself, and I really sometimes miss to eat together with the family or with a sangha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
That's where I find myself. A few years ago, Gorhari used to say this to me when there wasn't much of a sangha. He used to say whenever I missed being with somebody or felt alone, it was because I was missing my relationship with Krishna. It's Krishna. It's my relationship with Krishna. Right now, it's a little easier for me to access Jesus when it gets like that.
What do you mean accessing Jesus?
I one day about a few months ago, I felt Jesus put his hand on my right shoulder, and I was crying very hard about things, and he put his hand on my right shoulder. I sensed that, and I stopped crying. So I feel like, but there's no difference. I mean, in a sense, there's no difference. Maybe it's just cultural, you know, what I'm used to or something. But I don't know. And it feels weird to even talk about it because we're like, there's a part of me that thinks there is a difference, and so we've been talking about Krishna. Why all of a sudden we're bringing up Jesus and all this stuff? But I really think that it's both. I think I've met quite a few Vaishnavas that I felt like they could use a little more Jesus in their life, the way they were treating each other, because Jesus had a lot of teachings about how to treat each other. And then there's been Christians I've met that I felt we could sure use some Krishna too. So I've known Gorhari to always want to bring those two together, the Krishnas and the Christians, and help them to understand the whole thing. And it's a slow process. It's a long process. We've been ingrained in our belief systems for so long. But sometimes, it takes like a calamity of sorts, before we'll open up to a need for God in a way that we might not have had before.
I feel this approach when we meet such a person and we feel there's some fence or some trigger there. I feel this approach. You taste this, yeah. You give him the taste of the complete you give him we can give them the taste of what they are missing. Just taste this. Is this what you meant?
No, because I don't always know what another person's experiencing, and I don't want to take anything for granted. I just do what I do and hope for the best.
Yes, so it comes naturally, like spontaneously in your. It comes up spontaneously.
What?
That gesture of let them taste a different approach that makes it complete. That makes them complete.
No, it's very hard sometimes to bring it up. I don't talk very much, but when the opportunity happens, it happens. Like this morning when I was able to talk to my insurance lady. I wasn't going to call, but there was some problem with where the payment wasn't right or something, and I said, well, just call. Next thing you know, I've been talking to her for an hour. She's aware of all these, this she doesn't like the masks, and she's aware of all these some of these plans and problems, and we had a very nice talk, and she would say, oh, this is going to be coming along, this problem, this there, if you have a gun, if you've got it registered, they're going to come and say, give it to us, hand it over. And I just said, you know what, my spiritual teacher Gorhari, he says, just keep focusing on the Lord. We don't know what's going to be coming for sure. All we have is now. So just focus on the Lord now. And otherwise, we get into too much worry, which I can do. And so, like even in my interrelations with others in other ways, like someone who I'm closer with or something, if they act a certain way and then it causes me to worry, when you do this, it makes me worry, and I don't really want that, and do we want that kind of relationship?
So there are interrelations, and they are like association. We want to help them. Well, Hare Krishna. It's natural that we want to help them.
Yeah, but we do have to help ourselves first. If in my trying to help them so is causing me to worry, I don't want that.
No, then we are not ready for helping.
First, I'm going to communicate it to this person that it's causing me to worry, and if he doesn't make any adjustment, then I back off.
Mm.
It's someone that has experimented with being in the sangha, but they've backed away a bit.
I don't understand.
This what I'm speaking of is someone that has been in this part of this sangha a little bit, but then they have backed away,
Mm.
And they're
I immediately feel some persons who fit that description. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
well, we can, like all these little interrelational things. Gorhari can't. He can't take care of all these. Well, that's where we can help. As long as we, like when you go and jump in the ocean to save somebody, we don't go under and get ourselves drowning.
Yes,
Wherever, but Gorhari, he's helping us, and we can help others as long as we don't drown. I'm making brownies. No, I'm making cupcakes. Chocolate.
Do you feel improvement in your approach? That previously some approaches they were not successful, and you feeling pulled in the wrong direction, like almost drowning by while rescuing, while trying to rescue somebody. Do you feel progress that
When
you
I
are
get,
that
when
you
I get,
can
I do feel,
not?
I do feel progress, and but when I get to the point where I feel like I'm drowning, then I grab the life rope, which is I speak to Guru Hari about it if he's available, if it's and and get myself from drowning. But but I don't do that. Like I've learned not to be. Uh, I have to learn to tread and swim myself some, too. I can't be grabbing the life rope all the time. But when it gets, where I can't swim myself, then I grab a hold and talk to him about it.
Hmm. I came to um, an explanation of the word Hare. There was a translation. Hare means you do it. So when we sing Maha Mantra, according to that translation, we are singing, you do it, Krishna. You do it, Rama. I feel,
I've never heard that explanation before.
yeah, yeah. I just found it coincidentally.
Well, then maybe that's like calling out to Krishna. I can't do this. Help me. You do it.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. I cannot see the whole picture. I cannot find what the other one needs to progress. I trust you. Please, you do it.
Do we want to
Okay.
keep?
I don't know exactly the situation. I just go on. I don't know why Shrigar Haridas is not on the screen. I don't know if he can hear us.
Oh, he's watching.
Okay. Yeah, we again had a lot of hours association today. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So much going on. Like
You've been a
in
real stalwart. You've been really there and present for these classes for quite a while now, each day.
oh yes.
The night for us.
Oh, I like so much to 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 see what's going on and to have after classes to talk about the class and then another one starts so condensed, so much going on in one day, unbelievable. Wow.
I was gonna
And now I
go
like to have a pancake or something.
okay. Last night I was gonna go to the let's say in a nice way. I
So
was
I
gonna
leave it until here.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
I was
yeah.
gonna go somewhere last night, but I pulled up outside and the energy didn't feel right, and so to be and so then I started driving away, And I remembered, oh, I left my laundry at the laundromat for 3 hours sitting there. I hope it's still there. And it's like sometimes Krishna prompts us in ways we think the best thing to do is to go in one direction, but then when we get there, we find out, oh, it doesn't feel right tonight. It was Sunday night. Sunday night. So anyway, it worked out really well. You know, the better thing, the other thing, the better thing occurred. And now I look up, and Tulsi says, "Yep, it's okay."
Oh.
So, well, shall we end? Because you want to eat a pancake?
Yeah, I want to have some exercise and
I cannot see the chat. Like if there's anybody else there still, can you?
I can look at my. You're right. It's a good idea. I can look on my laptop.
Thank you for doing that.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Real time. Shama Gauri. See.
Oh, great.
Shama Gauri is there.
Great.
Huh? Let's see. No, that's another one. That's an old one, an old broadcasting. I have to look. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I have to look again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
That's okay. Thank you for doing it.
Oh yeah, here we are. I can see our pictures. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, that's another one. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
See, there he is.
Rajiv Jainath, simply waste of time. Except Vedic literature.
All right.
Ah, okay.
You guys need to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll end it now. Thank you very much. Another 3-hour deal today.
Get out.
See you later. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.